What do you think? It's the allure of Pep and England? Do you think his dad was in his ear? What do you think?
I think it is a number of reasons. Look, there's no doubting anyone who's been on social media in the last few weeks and months will have seen pictures of various ages of Erling Haaland wearing Manchester City shirts, because you're right, his dad would have been a huge emotional draw to come here to Manchester City. It's a club that, you know, he's either supported or followed since a very young age. And that must have been a really tantalising prospect to have that opportunity to come and play for a club that, let's be honest, were completely different when his dad played here between 2000 and 2003. A completely different animal entirely, well before the takeover. So they're now a team that wins Premier League trophies consistently. They're a team that's in the latter stages of the Champions League consistently. And that emotional draw to come back and be a hero at a club you have so much affection for, the stars don't always align in those kind of fronts, do they? Quite often we see players right at the end of their careers perhaps making a final move to a boyhood club and the like. Well, Haaland's got to do it potentially ahead of his peak, because it's remarkable to think he's only 21. He's already done so much, scored so many goals, more than 100 goals in the league at the clubs he's been at previously. As I said before, 85 and 88 appearances for Borussia Dortmund. So he's a young player, the youngest ever to reach 20 goals in the Champions League. To have that potential coming here to Manchester City, as I say, is really formidable. And that emotional draw must have been huge for him. When City were able to match the finances, and certainly it's my understanding that actually, although there were some astronomical figures being bandied around in terms of wages that he might be on, the suggestion is actually his wages are going to fit into the structure here at City, which means they'll be on a par with Kevin De Bruyne. Now, I'd estimate that to be around, what, £375,000 a week, something like that. So in terms of the wage structure, again, City have managed not to break the bank to bring this player in, who, let's be honest, because of the transfer fee, could have commanded almost anything. So they've kept within their budget on that sense. Clearly the emotional tie. And you're right to mention Pep Guardiola. I sat down with him, didn't I, after that press conference today, and I was speaking to him about his future here, and he said, look, next year he's got one more year to run. He's still enjoying this as much as ever. He's building a dynasty, even though when he says, look, I came here just to win the Premier League title. That's all he was here to do. He's building a dynasty. He mentioned great names to me, the likes of Fagan and Shankly and Paisley, and also Sir Alex Ferguson. Well, he's doing the same here at Manchester City right now. And in Erling Haaland, he's got a player that can potentially help him get that elusive final trophy in the cabinet. The one I think that will make sure this period goes down in greatness in terms of the history of football, the Champions League trophy. And they came so close, didn't they, against Real Madrid? Well, they might have got knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid. Well, they've beaten Real Madrid to a very, very, very good prospect in Haaland, and he could be the difference, couldn't he, next year when that competition starts again.